Everyone. Welcome to Mom Scholar Magic, our Behind the Curtains series, where we take 10 minutes to have real conversations with real scholar moms about the journey behind the titles, the publications, and the leadership roles. This space is all about what people don't always see, the balancing, the building, the boundaries, and the motherhood that exists alongside the work. Today, I'm excited to be joined by Cassandra Williams, my friend, an educator whose career spans K to 12 teaching in Los Angeles, leadership as the former chair of the Department of Africana Studies at Indiana University, and work on P20 initiatives at the University of Kentucky. She is now the CEO of Educational Innovation 360 and instructional coaching platform designed to help educators become more effective in the classroom. Cassandra, thank you so much for joining
Oh
us.
my God, thank you. I'm happy to be here. Yay. Super excited. Thank you
Awesome.
for inviting me.
Yes, absolutely. I know you have two teenage children, a son and a daughter. So
Yes.
I'd love to start with the beginning, the journey. So
Yeah.
if you can tell us, what was your journey into education like, and
Mhm.
how did it shape you as an educator and a mother?
Right. And so here's the thing, when you're a mother and an educator, you kind of do both. And so you're like, okay, I want to be a teacher, but I want to give teachable moments. I know this child needs this and I know this. And so there's so many things that you could do as a parent. But, for my kids, I'm like, okay, you have to pick. Do you pick culture, right? Or do you pick the academic? And usually, sometimes it's one and the same depending on your region, but many times you kind of pick and choose and you kind of sacrifice the other. But you're always thinking, did I do a good job as a parent? What does that even look like? But now my kids are older and, they're teens, they're driving. I'm hanging on to the seatbelt like, come on. I'm just happy that, they turn out to be, just great human beings. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I'm right there with you with the driving too, like holding onto the seatbelt.
Mhm.
Okay. So, yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. What is your current work focus right now? I know we talked a little bit about you being an entrepreneur. If you can tell us a little bit about your work and why it matters to you.
Sure. I kind of went on this just weird journeys. First, I was a teacher in Los Angeles and I was a coach for Los Angeles Unified School District. And then I studied, content, reading content, and I was a content expert as well. Then, you got to do rock, paper, scissors to realize whose career you're going to follow. And so we followed my husband's career, and that leaded me into Kentucky, where I was able to work on great initiatives like P20, which is kind of bringing the practitioner into the classroom. And then in Indiana, again, the rock paper scissors. We're following my husband's career. You have to realize like, okay, what next? And so I opened two schools in Indianapolis, which I was very excited about. And then I was chair of Africana Studies, and then in the College of Education. And I think I loved all those journeys, which kind of led me to what is going to be my legacy? What's going to be my impact that I leave the world? And so I'm like, okay, I'm always doing great work for others. What can I do for myself that I will be proud of, right? I'm proud of all the things I've done for all organizations and stuff like that. But I'm like, okay, how can I genuinely leave a footprint on this earth? And that's when I kind of had the heart for teachers and said, our teachers need help. They are suffering in silence. And so I developed a platform that gives asynchronous learning to teachers while they're working.
That gives me chills, like leaving an imprint on this earth. Like what is going to be the legacy? I love that. Okay, so inside the Mom Scholar Magic community, we talk a lot about sustainability. What can we do to sustain ourselves, not reach that burnout, not suffer in silence? So, what is one system, a boundary, a strategy, a tip, or a trick that you can give to our mom scholars inside of the community about like balancing these things that we are really truly passionate about
Mhm.
and also being like an awesome mom.
Right, and that's hard because we all
Yes.
are awesome in our
Yeah.
own way, right? We're either trying to do the 10-year climb the ladder or we're trying to figure business out, right? And so what that means for me is just just staying grounded, but also I say this all over and over again, just chunking my time and blocking my time off for me.
Mhm.
Um, we're a wife, we come home, we gotta cook dinner and then we eat. And so one of the things my kids know is my time is right when I get home. I talk to my daughter in the car, yeah, yeah, I love you, love you. Then when I get home, I go to my closet and I sit for a second to decompress. And,
Yes.
at first my kids were like, Mom, are you okay? My husband's like, Are you okay? Like, are you? And it helped me kind of get that time, but they know that's my time. And then I've started to block off more time in my calendar because it feels good when you
Yeah.
have time for yourself to take off your bra in the closet and just, I'm just saying. But it just feels so good to just relax. And I'm like, okay, what else do I want to block off my time for? Maybe I'll do
Mhm.
pickleball, right? That's been my kind of new thing. I'm gonna sign up for that.
Ooh.
But really taking time for yourself.
Absolutely. I agree. I do that as well, like really like putting it on the calendar. Me
Yes.
time. So then it means that it's real, right? It's
Yes.
it's stamped there. Absolutely. Okay. So my last question I have for you is, what are you working on right now? Like what should we be paying attention to as Cassandra is like leaving her legacy and building this beautiful business?
So I'm very just excited about the opportunity in the future. My goal is to acquire 5 schools to, really work on our ecosystem and help our teachers. So, like I said, my goal is to get 5 public schools to transform their systems in reading instruction. And hopefully, I'm interviewing. This is my second interview for the Mitch Daniels opportunity. So, you guys are the first to hear it. If I get it, we'll see.
Okay.
On boards to really transform what the teacher education looks like for the state. I do believe, we're in the midst of AI. I'm learning a lot of AI and seeing what does that look like for our K-12 sectors, from andragogy or pedagogy. But like, I'm starting to see that pedagogy not so much as I
Yes.
thought, but andragogy, like teachers, we could definitely use it to help with our systems and back end systems. So there's just a lot of things that's going on. I just hope that I can continue to kind of pour in myself and do the things that I love.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Cassandra, for joining us today, for sharing your journey, and for sharing all the work that you are working on. We're definitely going to be looking out and praying for you that you get what you're
Yeah.
asking for and looking for. To everyone in our community that is watching this video, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to hear more conversations like the one Cassandra and I just had, make sure you stay connected to the Mom Scholar Magic community. I will go ahead and drop the link above or below, depending on what platform this is set up to. And you can always join us on our private Facebook community at MSM Private Group on Facebook. Thanks. Thank you,
Thank
Cassandra.
you.